Hey guys, it's Study and welcome back to Comic Space, and today we have a yet another Blade update, and we just recently talked about Blade and what was going on the front of Blade. And again, after all of these times, it finally looks like Mohoshali and Marvel Studios have started to make moves to get Blade into the production and to release that film fast as possible and within the Multiverse Saga, because we have even got to the point where we had discussion about Blade moving up to the Mutant Saga even, which is, by the way, is still quite far. So again, anyhow, with everything given from the day one, the Blade wasn't going to be getting cancelled ever, which again, that has been a quite also in topic of conversation for the longest time of Blade getting cancelled, which is not happening. It is still quite uncertain that how much time Blade will take to actually come out, and today's update is just in great, as it is also coming from a major industry insider, which been Daniel RPK. And again, if you have been following our channel or have been part of the rumor mill, you know that we like to give Daniel RPK a lot more reverence than any other industry insider, as he have also in quite an impeccable track record as well. As he went on to state, Mohoshali likes the new draft of the film, with Blade is the most likely film to get into the production by next year, with nothing else being close to it. As of right now, the best bet is going to be Marvel Studios is going to remove the February release spot and going to move Blade film into the November release date. Blade is the most likeliest film to get into the production by the next year, which again we will get into it and talk about it, because again that is also in quite an interesting front. So again, the first thing first, the script is the thing that Marvel Studios and Mohoshali have been caught up. Blade film have been pushed in the corner just only by the fact they haven't been able to crack that script. They haven't been able to get closer to pre-production at all. They had multiple writers, they even had multiple directors attached to the project. But right now, of course, the great thing is that they have the new draft, which again, it looks like Marvel Studios and Mohoshali likes the new draft of the film, which again, when we recently talked about Blade, that the new draft is supposed to be setting the Blade film in a lower budget, with a very gritty, grounded, and incomplete, full-on rated R film, and that is going to be the Blade. So that's how the new draft stands off right now. So again, it looks like Marvel Studios and Mohoshali are finally getting close to cracking the script, and so they can move forward with the pre-production and finally get that film into the production. And another interesting thing to talk about here, it is that the Blade is the most likeliest film to get into the production by the next year, which again raises some question, because some of the major and the biggest films of the Multiverse Saga are supposed to be getting into the production, and there is no doubt about it, because Marvel Studios does really have to get to those films production if they really want to be on the schedule. And I'm talking about Avengers Doomsday alongside Spider-Man 4. These are going to be one of the major films coming, which of course one is an Avengers level film, and again Spider-Man 4, which we just recently also talked about, that is going to be in such a major film. Yet another multiverse story, with even an appearance from Doctor Doom in Spider-Man 4, which is, I think it also can be in reference to, of course, Avengers Doomsday is still being worked on, Spider-Man 4 script is still being worked on, and the Blade, if you talk about generally, it looks to be the closest to actually get into the production with how much work that they have done already. And again, Marvel Studios' #1 priority right now is the Multiverse Saga. So Avengers Doomsday, Spider-Man 4, and of course Blade, because they really need to get that film out of the system, because they are running out of release date as well, as the time is getting closer as they close the Multiverse Saga. So again, they don't have too many release dates left. They really have to focus on the Multiverse Saga, which is the #1 priority, which again it should be. So again, all in all, the last phase and the last leg of the Multiverse Saga, which is going to be phase 6, we still have a lot of phase 5 to go through. But the last phase, which the lineup I have imagined in my mind, it is going to be Avengers Doomsday, Spider-Man 4, Doctor Strange 3, hopefully, because we haven't heard a lot about it. Marvel Studios haven't officially announced it. So I'm really hoping that Doctor Strange 3 is actually going to be part of that lineup, and it does actually come within the Multiverse Saga, because I think that is just a golden opportunity to spread this whole Secret Wars storyline throughout these films, and of course leading up to Avengers Secret Wars, that is going to be next in the line. And you will have 4 of these films where you can spread this whole storyline within pieces, and it actually lets you build a lot of stuff. And even if you're talking about the character of Doctor Doom, a lot of concepts, a lot of world building, and the whole battle world situation, I think it just gives you a lot more time and a lot of things to set up, where you will have only 2 films which again, in those you really have a lot to focus on other things as well, especially characters from a 616, a lot of multiversal aspects involved, a lot of multiversal characters involved. So again, I think anyhow they will actually pull it out, but it will be a lot more helpful if they're actually able to spread these stories out with Spider-Man 4 and even Doctor Strange 3. And Blade is also in quite an essential film, and also the character, because for sure Marvel Studios is setting up the Midnight Suns project and live action Midnight Suns project, which obviously will be leading up to the Mutant Saga, because that's again, it is going to be quite down the road, but that's why the Blade is also so much essential. With everything going on, that's the conclusion for the supernatural side of the MCU right now. That's how all of the characters such as Black Knight, Moon Knight, Scarlet Scarab, hopefully the Ghost Rider will be introduced by that point. A lot of characters such that Blade of course are going to be teaming up or conclude in a way the first chapter, because I think we are going to have a lot of storylines going on moving forward as well. But having this chapter closed out with the Midnight Suns project, which is going to be quite a major thing as well. And again, coming to the first point, Blade was never ever going to be getting cancelled. After the fact that Mahershala has been attached to that project for so long, he is not giving up, and they are going to make that Blade film at its fullest. Whatsoever, Blade is coming out. Even though things are still quite uncertain, Blade is coming out, and I think this is just a great update that we have. So I think it is time for me to see you guys off on this one. I'm so glad that you guys got the time to hear me out. Thanks for listening to me. This is your host Adi signing off. See you in the next one.